Welcome to episode 1 of Adult Onset Horsemanship. This morning we're going to do things a little different as a way of introduction. My wife will be joining me on the podcast. I don't know if that will ever happen again.
Nope.
So, baby, welcome. Want to tell the world anything about yourself? The infamous redhead that always remains off camera in our videos and so forth.
Cows are better.
Cows are better than horses. True story, when we first met, I realized that she had grown up showing Brahma cows, so I've met this pretty little country girl, and I thought immediately that I would be able to morph her love of cattle into a love of horses, and 17 years later, I'm just as wrong as I was on that day.
I got trampled yesterday, and I still like them better than horses.
Well, yeah, we've both been run over pretty good in the last month or so by a cow. It's been a rough cow month. All right, baby. What would you like to talk about this morning?
I don't think we're on here to talk about what I want to talk about. I think this is supposed to be about you and horses, right?
Me and horses? Okay. Well, how are we going to talk about me and horses?
Why are you doing a podcast on horses?
Honestly, just another way to get the word out. Talk to people, bring the message. In the last year and a half, I've started listening to podcasts a lot. Anybody in the horse world knows that you spend a lot of time in the truck driving. And I love to listen to podcasts and learn something while I'm driving. So this is an avenue where hopefully we can teach and entertain and amuse people a little bit. Maybe give them something worthwhile during what would otherwise be dead time.
Are you going to gear these podcasts around one certain discipline? Or are you going to be moving between nutrition and actual writing? Or
No, I've got, 20 or 30 guests already that I've written down on a list. I don't know if I'll get all of them to be on the podcast, but they run the gamut. Different disciplines. Some are veterinarians, some are farriers, some are novice horse people owners, like most of the people listening. Some are trainers. So it's kind of all over the place. So I don't want to be too honed in on any one specific thing. We want to have a little bit of something for everybody.
if you had any advice for brand new beginners just starting out in the horse world that are listening to this podcast, what would you say to them to encourage them?
First of all, I would say get some help and get some good help. Find somebody that A, does know what they're talking about, and that might be a harder task than you initially realize. And also find someone whose heart's in the right place and that is actually looking out for you, because there are plenty of people in the horse business that are not necessarily looking out for your best interest. I always say that the best and worst people in the world are in the horse business. Secondly, say you're going to fail a lot and it's going to be okay. And that's the way that any skill is taught. If you were learning to play baseball or gymnastics or whatever, you're going to get your butt kicked at first, and that's just part of the process. So mentally prepare yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up when it happens. You learn through failure, and the more you learn to embrace being okay with failing, the better and faster you're going to progress, and the more enriching the process is going to be for you.
I got a little lost there, which has made me start daydreaming about hiking and wondering when you were going to take me hiking.
Well, I've been hiking in a while, have we? First of all, we have to both be able to walk soundly again. These damn cows would leave us alone for a little while. It's now October almost, so
it's time
perfect
to
hiking weather. Yeah.
Did you know that when I was growing up, I collected unicorns? And I'm just wondering why you haven't bought me one.
Okay.
I feel so left out.
So I have a little notes folder on my phone just for gift for my wife, and that unicorn buying spree is going to begin shortly.
But I want a real one.
Oh, a real unicorn?
Yeah.
I do have a coupon for 50% off, valid where any unicorns are sold, so I will get to look in on that.
Leave it to you to be cheap.
Thrifty, not cheap.
Do you like my blue hair?
Okay, so I guess we'll have to tell that story. My wife just had her 39th birthday.
Why do you say that? I have no problem with my age. I just don't remember what it is.
44. You're now 44.
Thank you.
And as part of her midlife crisis, she wanted to dye her beautiful red hair blue. So
it's not a midlife crisis.
She went and got
I'm just weird.
Some blue hair dye that will wash out later on. And for her birthday, well, part of her birthday, I dyed her hair. I mean, the foil, the paintbrush, the combs, the whole 9 yards. And it turns out that when you get done putting blue hair dye in red hair, it comes out green. So
It's not
my
really
wife
green.
now has some beautiful green highlights in her red hair. I haven't gotten to blue yet.
And you have gotten in touch with your inner colorist.
Yes, my inner flamboyant gay man came out, I guess. I actually did enjoy it. It was kind of fun. You could kind of get lost in you're using your hands and focusing on a task. So that part of it was actually kind of fun. Surprisingly so. I was not expecting to enjoy it. But
You ready to do it again?
no. We just did that like a week ago. I mean,
Oh, well. Now it's an addiction.
I think you're going to wind up with a rainbow if we keep after
I
it.
would love to have rainbow hair.
Okay.
It goes with my unicorn. What is your favorite hobby besides coloring my hair?
I don't have a ton of hobbies. I mean, I love to hunt. I love to fish. Knife making, which I haven't actually done here in a while. I have a knife for you I need to finish, in fact. I like all of those kinds of things. I think the thing I'm working on right now is falconry. I'm hoping to take my falconry test here in the next 2 weeks and trap a red-tailed hawk in the next month or two. And that's kind of what my brain is puzzling around and enjoying right now. So I would say that. And I'm looking forward to bringing that in with the horses as well and hunting with a hawk off of a horse. I don't know that it gets a whole lot more fun than that for me.
Should I be saddened that none of your favorite hobbies include me?
You can certainly come. You are most welcome to come hunting with the hawk and to help. There's a manning process that you do where you're basically kind of taming it down and get used to people. So we need it to see green hair. We need it to see red hair. We need it to learn that cats are not food. So you can be involved in all of those processes.
If you do this and it eats one of my cats, the bird will be gone.
That's a federally protected animal. We're going to have to edit this out.
Did not say that I was going to do anything to it. It would just fly away free.
Okay.
Are you happy that your cat is back?
I'm happy that she's back, yes.
You tell everybody how much you hate cats, but you never tell anybody about the one that's special.
She's an odd cat, though. She's not cat-like. She's more like a dog cat.
I think you like her because she grooms you more than I do.
That's very, very possible as well. What is your favorite hobby, Melissa?
Annoying you.
Good answer. Good answer. You're in a good headspace today. I like it.
The only headspace I'm ever in when you're around. It automatically flips to what can I do to annoy my husband right now in this moment. If you couldn't train horses, what would you do?
I don't know. Career-wise, I mean, if we back that up 20 years, I mean, I was pretty close to becoming an engineer. I also had the path of being a veterinarian, and there are definitely parts of me that regrets not doing either of those things. The last several years, I've studied a fair bit of psychology on my own, and actually have thought of doing some academic stuff in that realm as well. So all of those things kind of appeal to me on a curiosity, intellectual sort of a level. As far as making money with any of them, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't be willing to put life on pause for 3 years for more education before doing that. And we have kids to feed and all that good stuff. So I don't know, maybe dog training or something if it was not horse training, or landscaping, cutting grass, painting houses, male model. We could go a lot of ways with this.
You could be a calf model.
A calf model? I have some rocking calves. You're right. It's a shame that my genes don't allow the world to know what my calves look like, for sure.
Are you proud of me for not saying a single cuss word yet?
I would have to go back through the editing process because we're on take number 3 right now. Some definitely slipped out in other takes, so I don't know if there's any yet. But a cuss word or two would be okay. It's adult onset horsemanship. So
but you know you married a sailor. So.
Yes, that's okay. It's part of that whole people who cuss more are honest, and you were definitely honest. So I find it endearing.
I try so hard to lie. To you, anyway.
We've gotten good with those notes to the teacher at the beginning of the school year, so get them mentally prepared for what they're about to face with our children.
Dear teacher, I apologize in advance
for what may come out of this kid's mouth.
My kid does not know what shame is.
Yeah, I didn't tell you this, but this morning, one of our sons that I was bringing to school almost died.
Was it your favorite
flashed right before my eyes. But I took a deep breath and a swig of coffee, and he lived to see another day.
Was it your favorite child?
I don't have a favorite.
Oh, they asked me to ask you that so they could hear.
What they recorded?
I love you.
I love you too.
I hate you all at the same time.
I hate you too. Statistically, we are the people in the world most likely to murder the other. So,
do you have those kind of thoughts?
Sometimes. Don't worry, it's always a quick death.
Can't say that I've ever thought about something like that with you, but thanks for letting me know where I need to sleep.
Which of the two of us gets hit on a regular basis?
I don't hit you.
Smack?
Smack.
What word would we like to...
Like right now, I could smack you.
See, whereas I'm not having thoughts of violence toward you at all.
No, tonight you'll just dream about murdering me.
No.
Plot it out. I have no fears.
You're good. Don't worry.
I'm not a small person.
I'm touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I know that I am your favorite person. Why don't you tell everybody why?
Because I am legally obligated to make you my favorite person since I made you my wife.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not going in there.
What would be your dream horse?
Curly.
No, curly's not your favorite color, though. I mean, like curly.
So what's my unicorn?
Whatever kind of body and.
So my two favorite colors, and I don't know that I really discern between them, would be a dark dapple gray and a buckskin. And I've only ever owned one gray, and he was not dapple. He was pretty much just white, no silver notes or dapples or anything like that. Then we have Ella, who's a buckskin mare, and she is a gorgeous horse. I tend to always like the cut and bred horses. That's my background and my foundation, and I just get along with those kind of horses. And I really would, at some point, like to have a stallion that we could kind of breed and start selling some colts off of and have our own line that way. So I guess a dapple gray or buckskin well-bred cutting horse stallion would be my particular unicorn.
With Curly's attitude?
With Curly's attitude, or like Scarlett was. Her little mind was about as good as it gets. I mean, the cutting mindset is what I like. They're typically smart, can take a lot of pressure, independent-minded, kind of like you.
I'm your dream horse.
Getting there, yeah.
You cannot break me.
I have never tried, my love. I have never tried.
Please. I can
Not
see
a
you
goal.
trying to train me in certain ways, and I'm like, nope.
Click, click.
I'll just break down the fence. Barbed wire and all.
I consider it unethical to try to train people. I really do. Plus, I have that whole blind spot when it comes to you. All of my little skills and tricks of working with people psychologically and all that all goes out the window when you're around.
Yeah, that's because I bat my eyes like this.
That probably has a lot to do with it, yeah.
Oh, Lord. What are you getting me for Christmas?
That will be a surprise to you and to me.
Well, I mean, I know when Christmas is, but I don't know when our anniversary is. I think it's before Christmas.
Our anniversary's in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. We'll be married 16 or 17 years. 16 years married.
Why are you looking at me like I can answer that question?
I think we'll be married 16 years, and then next spring and April it'll be 18 years together.
I just tell people 25. Feels like a lifetime.
It feels, yes.
How long have y'all been together? Oh, like 25 years? And
40. We counting dog years because living with one another is a bitch.
So you have the sailor coming out now.
Yep. Go ahead. Make a loud slurping noise on your coffee there.
Well, you bought it for me.
Now, you are the only person walking the planet, well, Mama, probably, that I would spend $6 on a damn cup of coffee for. I think that's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
That's community coffee.
What do you eat?
Halloween's coming up. What are you going to be?
I wasn't really going to be anything for Halloween because I thought we were both going to be out of town this year. We got the livestock show during it, and then I have that conference if I get to go to it.
My little one isn't going to miss Halloween. That steer show's at 9 o'clock in the morning. Mama's going to be hauling back to get her little man up for Halloween.
Well, if I make that conference, I'd be out of town. But what would I be for Halloween? I have a great
Invisible.
cowboy costume. Do the headless horseman.
We'll just pretend you're here and you're not. It'll be the best costume you've ever put on.
That'd beat that.
You have your main man, Curly. He is your special horse. What makes him so special to you? How long have you been riding him? And when are you going to retire him?
So Curly's history, I rode him for a long time customer. As a 2-year-old, I rode him his whole 2-year-old year, and I liked him pretty well. I describe him as a feminine gelding, so he's not the big, stout ranch horse looking kind of horse, but I've always liked him because deep down in his core, Curly is a chicken, and yet he will kind of man up when I ask him to, and I respect that. One of the things that I really can't tolerate is cowardice. And so the fact that he kind of fights that for me is a big part of what I like about him. And he is a fairly intelligent horse. I don't have any trouble teaching him new things or anything like that. He's honest. He's very sensitive. When I first started Curly, he was like riding a rabbit. You know, if a bird farted in a tree 300 yards away, he would jump 20 feet to the right. And so I really like that kind of sensitivity in a horse. So he's just sort of right up my alley. And I've owned him longer than I've owned any horse ever. I got him, I rode him in his 2-year-old year. Then he went to another trainer. They rode him for a month and didn't get along with him very well. And so I wound up buying him from the man that owned him. And he's been mine since he was a 3-year-old. And I think he's 17 now, fixing to be 18 this year. And I really, the kids have ridden him, you've ridden him, anybody in the world can ride him. I would have never thought that when I first was starting him. I thought he was going to be a for me only kind of horse. And I just love him. He's my partner.
Well, when you go to retire him, which horse are you looking forward to making your next?
So Willow and Xander will be the next upcoming ones. And I'm way behind on the riding for them. Willow is a year older than Xander. I think she's 6 now and Xander's 5. Or maybe she's 5 and he's 4, something like that. They are out of a mare that was left with us in training, Drusilla, who is April's personal horse. Drusilla is a half Belgium, half thoroughbred mare. Great big 17-hand, 1,800 pound. Very docile, very good. Yeah, that's April's little unicorn. She's the alpha mare around here. And so we bred her to a cutting horse stallion, and that's what Willow and Xander come from. Willow is more sensitive and flighty and temperamental, and Xander is way more laid back, and he will be the kind of horse that anybody can ride in short order, where Willow will probably be just mine for several years, kind of like Curly was. So they're the next round, and then right now we've got Drusilla's getting bred again to a Bayron ranch horse, kind of a stallion, and Penny is a Palomino mare that we own, and she's getting bred to the same a different stallion, but the same kind of background. And those will be the ones behind. And then we've got Hooch, the Lusitano, who has had some stifle problems, but if we can keep him sound and rolling, then he'll be in the rotation here before long, too.
When you do get a chance to ride for personal pleasure, do you prefer to ride trails or do you prefer to ride obstacles? What would be your preferred pleasure ride?
Going to work cattle ranch style would be probably my favorite thing to do. As far as my personal favorites, like the trail riding stuff, I like it. The real fun of that is that I take the boys around, and so it's riding with them and showing them cool stuff and point A to point B, and look at that butterfly, and there's a deer, and kind of enjoying that same relationship building and love of horses that I have. It's more about sharing it with them, and who knows, maybe one day we'll get you out there too, and maybe one day we'll get you driving some cattle around on a horse, and maybe that's when it all clicks and my ultimate plan comes together.
My cows come when they're called by name. I don't need a horse to bring cattle to me.
Yeah, that one came out of the trailer when you called her yesterday, Pre. It ran right over the top of you, flipped you over.
She's not mine. That's your son's. That's your son's cow. I am not her person.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing in this planet more dangerous than a show cow. They will hurt you. They will kill you. Show cows are dangerous.
They will love you. They will cuddle you, and you can sleep with them.
That's your PSA for the day. Which reminds me, we have a sponsor for this episode that I need to do the little blurb for. And so, this episode is being brought to you by Chicago Screw Haters of the Southeast. If you're tired of being Chicago screwed at the most inopportune times, Chicago Screw Haters of the Southeast is for you. Franchises are available, so call soon.
I think it would be better if it was sexier sounding.
Sexier? I don't know if I can do sexier without laughing.
Are you tired of being Chicago screwed?
So what about you? Are we ever going to get you to come horseback camping with us?
I prefer minimalist camping and hiking on my feet. You like to bring everything from the Boy Scout book and burners and griddles, and I'm all like, let's bring a Tupperware container.
Yeah, we cook. I mean, so when if you go camping with me, we eat well.
What you got in your pocket over there?
Anybody that goes camping with me, we cook and we eat well. That's part of the deal. You want a tuna fish sandwich or something, and
tuna.
Yeah, chicken salad, whatever.
No, thank you.
We're gonna have a steak and a baked potato and some asparagus wrapped with bacon on the grill. That's how we.
If I'm going camping, I want to cook on a campfire, and I want very minimal amounts of stuff to bring back because I'm supposed to relax.
Well, like you say, I did Boy Scouts for a long, long time, but there's only so many s'mores and hot dogs over a campfire that you can eat until you can't choke it down anymore. So I'd rather have good food. We fry fish.
I don't know why you just won't let me do it my way. Everything has to be your way all the time.
Since you have in 17 years not ever actually come camping with me, or did you one night? For when Wyatt was a Cub Scout, you might have done one night.
I did more than one, but that's okay. Your memory's bad. We know.
Okay. Anyway, challenge accept. I look forward to the camping trip we're going to go on soon.
And hiking on feet.
On feet, sure.
The last time we went hiking, it was like a 7-mile hike, and it was awesome.
Yep, we had a good time.
Without the kids.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they could go for 7 miles.
They would have tapped out. Well, we walked around a lake, so there's not exactly a quitting point. You pretty much got to get back to the truck. So.
We saw a lot of deer, though.
Yeah, that was a fun.
But not even in the woods.
Texarkana. Folks, if you're ever around Texarkana, there's some pretty cool places to hike up around that area of the world with some hills. We saw some snakes. It was around a lake, so there were some herons, and then they had the little gnome doors in the tree roots. Remember those things? Yeah, dam that had lots of graffiti, but very tasteful graffiti.
Good art.
And they had the metal sculptures out there in the woods, too. It was pretty nice. I have no idea what that was called. There was a satellite school of Texas A&M right on the edge of that lake, so if anybody...
That was the best part, is when we got off of the lake and we got back onto the main road that we had to walk back to the vehicles.
Yeah, there were like 20 deer out there right behind the college.
In the middle of an open field right behind the
building.
cars
going right by them down the road. Yep. Good times.
And he hasn't taken me since. We can have more of those good times.
Yep.
Horses. Let me think. What do people want to know about Daniel Dolphin and horses? Mostly people call you, well, I don't want to say mostly. It's a pretty even mixture, but you get a lot of questions about bits. And I think that mostly is because you have the video out there more than a bit of information. So if you could sum up in like just 2 or 3 sentences, I know this is a challenge for you. I'm making it challenging. 2 or 3 sentences. Why somebody needs more than a bit of information in their equine library.
Because it's got the truth in it. And it's got a lot of good information that's not biased. It's not trying to sell you anything. It's not trying to influence you in any way other than to break through the myths and the misinformation that's out there so that you can learn reality, no BS, and then make well-informed decisions with good information. And that's harder to come by than most people realize.
And decisions not just about buying bits, but how to use whatever bit they end up having.
Yes,
purposefully.
And whether and kind of gives you a path of what bits make sense at what training stages, and sometimes people are putting the cart before the horse, and kind of gives you that roadmap that I think a lot of people are lacking. It takes a 30,000 foot view, and then it breaks it down into the different steps and stages and what's appropriate. And it's not, English Western. It's not discipline specific. It kind of gives you all of it.
Sorry, I opened the door for you to expand on that, and I didn't mean to. I just wanted 2 or 3 sentences.
It's a 5.5 hour. I mean, it's hard to, yeah.
What would be some of your recommendations to people on either books or videos to add to their equine library? It can be fiction or actual knowledge or whatever your favorites. What are your favorites?
So as far as books go, I think True Horsemanship Through Feel, Bill Dorrance's book with Leslie Desmond, is probably one of the best understandable horse books out there. It's easy to read, and most people will get a lot of good from it. Lions on Horses, John Lyons' book from 25 years ago, I think, is another pretty good one. Has some good philosophical overviews and discussions in it. There are other books that I like as well, but they tend to be more technical and a lot more difficult to wade through. As far as podcasts go, honestly, the ones I've listened to the most are the ones that I've been a guest on. But I do like them quite a bit. The Whoa podcast about horses and the Best Horse Practices podcast, I listen to all of those now. I'm pretty well hooked on them. Dr. Jeff Tucker's Horses Advocate podcast. If you're interested in the veterinary side of horses and nutrition and stuff, he really gets technical and breaks things down to a molecular level, and you can tell the man's very intelligent and has a broad depth of knowledge about those topics. I haven't gotten real far out of that. I have a lot of podcasts to listen to. One I really like is Jordan Peterson's stuff. I started listening to him more for the psychology side, but he actually talks quite a bit about animals in there and some of the experimentation that's been done historically and the biochemistry and basically the ethologists, the people like Jane Goodall that have done a lot of tests on Jean Piaget, discovered the play circuit system in animals. There's a lot of good that I get out of those things as well. I mean, I've read a lot of other stuff, but to be frank, most of the stuff that I've read is not stuff that most people would find interesting at all. I have to kind of use an act of discipline to get through it sometimes.
So I noticed you're not telling anybody about that whole array of Western romance novels.
No. I read those for the love, my baby.
That's what you always have your nose in, honestly. Let's tell people the truth.
Okay. Out me on a podcast. Great. I did actually I used to listen to, Cracker Barrel had the audiobooks on tape. I worked for one owner that would frequently send me 18-wheeler load of horses across the country. Call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to be 10 hours away by 8 o'clock the next morning. And Cracker Barrel had all these audiobooks on tape, and I saw one, judging a book by its cover. I thought it was a Western, and it did wind up, it was actually a romance novel that was in a Western.
That's what got you hooked.
And no, I honestly, it was so sappy I couldn't finish listening to it, but there's my Western romance novel story for you anyway. They spent about 5 minutes describing this guy's chest, and I was just kind of like, okay.
Nothing like yours,
not my thing.
I love you all the same. You're pretty hot.
This is going to change the way the horse world looks at me. You've now outed me as a horse dresser or a hairdresser who listens to Western romance novels. It's going to be
I wish.
Game changer
If
here.
you read more romance novels, I feel like we'd have more romance in our lives, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's plenty.
I have to, identify romance with the smell of leather and sweat.
I mean, if you're doing it right, you're doing it right.
You talked a lot about Curly and how much you really like him. So what is your favorite temperament? If you couldn't have Curly, what kind of temperament would you look for? I feel like you've already described that, though, with Curly, spooky, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
the sensitive.
Really, yeah.
I mean, I like pretty sensitive horses. The older I get, the less I want to ride a deer for 2 years until I get that out of them. So some horses, Xander's got a real laid-back temperament. We've been playing with him since he was 4, 5, 6 months old. He's gentle as a dog. I have no concerns of safety or anything like that with him. Whereas Willow, first time we ever laid eyes on her, she was 18 months old and wild as a March hare. You couldn't get within 40 feet of her. It'll take a lot more handling for her to be as gentle as Xander starts out fast. So the older I get, the more safety a concern. The slower I am, the fatter I am, the more I kind of like a horse that's a little bit easier. But I still do want sensitive. I don't want to have to, kick the fire out of one to get them to move. I want them to be happy to move and happy to go places, but I'm also happy to them not to be trying to kill me every day.
So for the people that actually subscribe to Dolphin Horsemanship and can watch Willow and Xander's journey, we haven't been able to do videos on them due to all the restrictions and COVID, and it looks like we're turning into a rainforest around here. Climate change over here.
Ton of rain this year.
When can those people expect to a timeline of when we're going to get back to that, because it's just been so difficult right now, and it's still for the foreseeable future is going to be an issue because it dried up for 3 days and we're back to rain again. So do you have a timeline on that?
As soon as possible. I did get injured by a steer here about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and my left leg is I think I broke my fibula, which I didn't realize until recently. We thought it was just a bad sprain, and now that all the swelling has subsided, looks like I have a broken bone in there. But anyway, so hopefully before long, next couple of weeks or something, we'll get back to playing with them. Xander had also hurt one of his hind legs. He got wrapped up in a fence, and he has been healing up for several months. But hopefully here in the next month or so, we'll get back cranking with them. And there's a lot of times when I've had opportunity to ride them, but we weren't able. You weren't around. I have to have you here filming me, and that's been the real challenge with that, is to get us both on the same page. Where because the deal with Willow and Xander is that nothing gets edited. You see start to finish, good, bad, ugly, the whole 9 yards, and so everything has to be filmed, and that is really the challenging part. Like you say, if it's a little rainy one day or something, then we have equipment issues, and that's been the holdup.
It's been difficult for sure. Are you planning on doing any sort of expos in the upcoming future?
Hopefully. Yeah, that stuff has been greatly affected by COVID. They've canceled a ton of them. I know there's been a few that have been back on this year. Who knows what the future holds, but definitely we want to get back to that stuff, and kind of the clinics have slowed down a ton. We didn't do a clinic at all in 2020. I don't think we've done a few this year, and we've got a few more this fall and through the winter that are scheduled, but a lot of arenas quit allowing that. They're kind of starting back. So, we're raring to go and anxious to get back out there, but, we'll just have to see what COVID allows. And
what type of clinics do you offer?
I would love to read the list off of the website, but off of what I can think of the top of my head, we do basic, intermediate, and advanced horsemanship. We seldom have a clinic that's actually advertised as basic horsemanship, because I have learned that nobody thinks they need basic horsemanship, and they're all above that level. And so we just most of the time call it horsemanship on the flyer. But we do colt starting clinics. We do cow working clinics. We do kids clinics. Usually we split that up. So any kid like 14, 15, 16, I don't mind them riding with the adults, but like a 7-year-old is a very different animal. So a lot of times if we do a kids clinic, like we'll have that for a couple hours in the morning, and then we do the adults from 10 to 5 or something like that. We do obstacle clinics. I know I'm probably forgetting a few formats. I mean, we're really flexible. We'll do pretty much whatever you want us to do as long as it's something that I am capable of doing. Like, I'm not going to do a dressage-oriented clinic or a jumping clinic, but those aren't my wheelhouse. Or roping, I'm not a great roper, but as long as it's within something I have business teaching, then let's do it. Always looking for clinic hosts. That's one of the most difficult parts of this is getting the clinics scheduled, and it is a little bit of work on the host, and sometimes that winds up falling apart on their end. So if anybody is interested in helping us do that, we definitely offer some perks for the hosts and all to make it worth your while. And I don't think most of the places we go, we wind up returning to. So I don't think it's the kind of thing people regret once they've been through it.
What is your favorite clinic?
Probably cattle working. I really, really like doing the colt starting clinic too, but the colt starting clinic always has that dangerous element that makes it a little harder for me to relax. But those are my two favorites, I guess I will say. I also do like the advanced stuff where we get to work with. Really, the only place I've done advanced clinics has been riding stable, when we're kind of doing further education for the instructors, and we really get into the hind end and lead changes and some of the more technical stuff. But that's above the level of 95% of people riding horses, so you don't have very many opportunities to have those. I do also enjoy most of the clinics that we do are not really public clinics. We do a lot of small group stuff where 3 or 4 or 5 people will hire me at a day rate, and it's a more intimate setting, a lot more individual attention. We do more of those for sure than we do the public clinics that there's going to be a flyer and everybody's going to know about. And so you get to know the people a little bit better. You get to know their horse a little bit better. And I enjoy those quite a bit too. You can really, really help somebody out over the course of 3 or 4 days of that kind of stuff, or even 2 days of that kind of stuff. Whereas you have...
It's easy to identify and focus.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when we've got 12 or 15 people, I'm still trying to remember everybody's name by the afternoon of the first day. So when you have 3 or 4, that more intimate setting is a lot easier to focus and customize. So those are a lot of fun. I enjoy those quite a bit.
Who are you hoping your first interviewee will be for your second episode of Adult Onset Horsemanship?
So it'll be Heather. Heather was my first and only apprentice, and I figured that would be kind of the right way to start things out.
Somebody who can tell all your secrets.
Well, she's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be more about her. But yeah, an old acquaintance. I plan on interviewing one of Mark Cooey, the first real horse trainer that I went and worked for, and all that stuff. He doesn't know that yet, but I'll make that phone call and threaten to show the public some pictures that I've been keeping for years, and I'm sure he'll be on the podcast.
I've got some of those pictures of you too, in case he needs them.
Yeah. So anyway, Heather, I think would be a pretty good guest. And then, like I said, a bunch of others.
Why Adult Onset Horsemanship?
That's an excellent question, April. Let's get into it. So, Facebook comment.
Ding dong.
Visitor on the Dolphin Horsemanship Facebook page. He made a compliment on there and basically used the phrase that he'd been suffering. I think his name's Steve. He'd been suffering through adult onset horsemanship. And that phraseology I laughed out loud about. I thought that was very applicable to a lot of people. And so, boom, Steve gets credit for naming the podcast.
I gotta go. I think my cows need me.
All right, well, it looks like my wife is pretty much done with me for the morning. Her coffee ran out. So we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank y'all for joining us. I hope it hasn't been too rambling. And we're going to plan on releasing new episodes about every 2 weeks. Try to get into a schedule of that. So look for the next one. Please give us a review and all of that good stuff. 5 stars. If it's not going to be 5 stars, then just keep it to yourself, okay? I mean, be cool about things, people. And we'll see you on the next one. So that's been Adult Onset Horsemanship with Daniel Dolphin. Thanks to April, my lovely wife, for interviewing me today.
You think I'm pretty?
Yes, of course I do. I don't marry no ugly chicks now. All right. We'll see y'all on the next one. I hope that helps.